should head back to the Prydwen. I'll take care of the shells and the mess. Being here almost makes me feel like I'm coming home. Isn't it strange?
Someone was expecting trouble.
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
Too bad it wasn't the Institute.
Not to worry, Knight. You'll be dealing with them sooner than you think. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetic smoke it emits. Once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
The best weapon for survival out here is a pocket full of caps.
Signal grenades are usually reserved for our paladins. In your case, you should be grateful that I'm making an exception. Now, I'm sure you're aware that Fort Strong was simply the first step towards the liberation of the Commonwealth. An even greater task. By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental.
Reactor at 100% efficiency.
Always use some more muscle around here. I know I might look like a bruiser, but I try to avoid violence myself.
Yeah?
Building a collection or something?
Let me ask.
can't stop the press. Well, well. Nikki Valentine walks into my office for a change.
What can I say, Piper? You, me, and hard luck all seem to run together like acid rain down an old sewer.
You, including your client here in that analogy? So, you two are finally letting me in on this little case of yours. What's the story?
Where do you want me to start? The part where Kellogg turned out to be working for the Institute? Or the part where he told me they have Sean?
The Institute. Oh boy. I've been investigating these creeps for over a year now. The Commonwealth's boogeyman. Feared and hated by everyone.
True enough.
Sometimes they snatch people in the middle of the night, and sometimes they leave old synths behind to remind us that they're out there, but to this day, there's one thing nobody really knows.
Where the Institute actually is. Or how to get in.
Exactly. But there's one person who has to know, right? The guy who just handed them Sean.
Kellogg? Huh.
Whatever you're thinking, it doesn't matter. He's dead.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't gonna go quietly the moment I saw him.
So, a murderer and a kidnapper gets his brains blown out by an avenging parent. Huh. Be a great ending if we didn't still have the biggest mystery in the Commonwealth to solve.
He wasn't gonna talk. Even if I had a way of bringing him in alive.
Gets his brains blown out. Huh. His brains. You know, we may not need the man at all.
You're talking crazy here, Nick. Got a fault in the old subroutines?
Look, there's a place in Good Neighbor called the Memory Den. Relive the past moments in your mind as clear as the day they happened. If anyone could get a dead brain to sing, it'll be Dr. Amari, the mind behind the memories.
I hope you're right, Nick.
Let's see. I guess we're gonna need a piece of Kellogg's brain. Enough gray matter to bring to Amari and find out if this is going to work.
Jesus, Nick. Gross. Seriously?
I know it's grisly, but what choice do we have? We got no leads, nothing. That old Merc's brain just might have all the secrets we need to know.
Actually, I think I already have something. Kellogg had this thing attached to his head.
Cybernetics, huh? We may have just won the lottery.
Whether we're riding this crazy brain train or not, we can't all go running across the Commonwealth, so... who's coming with you?
I have to go to the Memory Den either way, if I'm gonna introduce you to Amari. But if you want to head there together, just say so.
It's you and me, Nick.
Let's get going. Don't worry. We're gonna get your boy back. A few more steps.
While you two are out, I'm gonna do some more research. I'll be here if you need me.
We'll make something out of the Commonwealth yet. Even good people do crazy things when they're scared. Ought to be Diamond City.
Public is here to pull the wool out from under your eyes.
Let me know if there's anything I can do to lighten the load.
Swatter, who needs a swatter?
Good neighbor. Lowest place in the Commonwealth. Everything not nailed down rolls through here at some point.
Yes?
I've
Hey,
got a
Cleo.
weapon here for every situation.
Uh-huh. Sure. Let's take a look.
Let's get you.
Wow. Hey there. Been a long time.
Cleo,
Every weapon you see here could be the difference.
let's see what you have.
Murder and mayhem.
Right.
It's hard without Gwen. Glad it gets easier every day.
Yeah, that's real good
Whoever
to
this
hear.
Brotherhood of Steel is.
I hope you're buying.
Just wanted to check.
Even a girl with an arsenal.
Uh-huh.
Need anything.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Let's get you outfitted, killer.
Nick. Looks like we got another freak just won't fit anywhere else.
Oh, new face walks into my store. And you're not even screaming yet.
I've got a few minutes.
Everything's guaranteed to last. Until it doesn't.
saindo, né? Ah, agora tá saindo minha voz. Agora tá saindo minha voz. Obrigada, minha assistente, a minha irmã. Muito obrigado. Matheus Alderich Falbião. Agora tá saindo minha voz, né, mano? Porque eles não estavam saindo, porque eu sou meio novato nesses bagulho de live, mas obrigado a minha irmã que me ajudou. Bati. Obrigado. Que me ajudou. E agora eu tenho que falar com quem mesmo? Com a Daisy, né? Datos. Doutora Mari, velho. Onde é que tá essa doutora, velho? Eu sei pelo fundo, velho.
Better keep your iron strapped on.
Eu lembro porque não tem ninguém pra ver, velho. Só tá alguém vendo lá que eu nem sei quem é.
Well, Mr. Valentine, I thought you had forgotten about...
Excuse me.
May have walked
Here
out of the
for
den,
Amara.
Irma,
She's
but I'd
downstairs.
never walk out on you.
A Mari tá embaixo. Se puder compartilhar aí pra galera, mano, eu agradeço muito, tá?
Yes? I take it this isn't a social call.
We need your help, Doctor. I need the memories from a man named Kellogg. But he's dead.
I know it's asking for a miracle, Omari, but you've pulled off the impossible before.
Are you too mad? Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defile a corpse, you don't realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Please. Nick told me you're the only one who can make this work.
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Omari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this.
Fine. I'll take a look.
Here's what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait. That's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar one.
Go on, Doctor.
Mr. Valentine is an older generation synth. But Institute technology being what it is, a brain implant could fit him. But that's an incredible risk to take. We're talking about wiring something to his brain.
Don't worry about me, Omari. I'm well past the warranty date anyway.
I appreciate this, Nick.
You can thank me when we've found your son. All right, let's do this.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine. Just sit down.
If I start cackling like an old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Let's see here. I need you to keep talking to me, Mr. Valentine. Any slight change in your cognitive functions could be dire. Are you feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes. Static. I can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
That's what I was afraid of. The mnemonic impressions are encoded. It appears the Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
How do you lock memories?
The implant is encoding all the mnemonic activity in the hippocampus. Think of it like computer encryption. And we don't have the password. Let's see. A single mind wouldn't be able to crack it. But what if we use two? We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. Run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
All right. Let's get started.
Just sit down over there, and...
Uh-huh.
Olha, o que eu tô entendendo é que eu tenho que sentar no lugar. Onde vai chegar? Bora. Vai mostrar nos turbinhos aqui, ó. O que eu tô entendendo agora é pelo o que o coisa aí. Não tô entendendo isso. Bora esperar. Agora vamos ir pro cérebro.
Initiating brainwave migration between the transplant and the host.
Galera, vou no banheiro um pouquinho, já volto, tá? Nem vai demorar nada. Voltei, galera. Aqui, bora continuar agora.
Demonic activity coming from the transplant. It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. They might not be stable. Just hold on.
Ai. Bora, agora estou na memória, mano.
Can you hear me? Ah, good. The simulation appears to be working, although the memories are quite fragmentary. I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that gives us some clue to the Institute's location.
Olha, mano. Tô entendendo nada.
This is the earliest intact memory I can find.
Olha só.
Turn down the goddamn radio. I'm trying to sleep.
All 5 states have now signed on, which means that as of this moment, we are all citizens.
Remember, you are experiencing
Such a dummy back then.
This
What did I know
prove
about how
disorienting at first.
Mom knew how it was. She wasn't. Dad was either drunk or not around. I guess he must have run with one of the raider gangs, but I never really knew what he did. Don't know why Mom knew how it was. She wasn't soft, but she loved me. And Dad was either drunk or not around. I guess he must have run with one of the raider gangs, but I never really knew what he did. Don't know why Mom was with him. Maybe at some point in his life he wasn't a complete asshole. I was such a dummy back then. What did I know about how the world worked? I think now she wanted me to kill him. I should have. Instead, I ended up running away. I told myself I wanted to find somewhere out from under the thumb of the NCR and all their rules. But really, people are always hoping for something better. They usually end up with something worse.
This doesn't seem to be what we're looking for. There appears to be another intact memory close to you in temporal sequence. There. Try that one.
The thing about happiness is you only know you had it when it's gone. I mean, you may think to yourself that you're happy, but you don't really believe it. Focus on the petty bullshit or next job or whatever. It's only... I was the worst thing that ever happened to her. If she'd never met me, she'd have stayed in the hub, maybe hooked up with someone who didn't kill people for a living. Probably been happier than she was with me. Almost certainly lived longer.
A mulher ali, a Sarah, morreu.
Whatever made me think that a guy like me should have a daughter? No, I never deserved her. Not for 1 second. It's gonna be fine. The thing about happiness is...
Let's keep looking.
You
I'll
only know
connect
you
you to
had
the
it
next intact memory.
when it's gone. I mean, you may think to yourself that you're happy, but you don't really believe it. Focus on that pet.
How did you think this was gonna end, Kellogg? You thought you could just fuck with us, and we wouldn't fuck with you? Just so you know, they died like dogs. And you weren't there to help them.
O amigo dele
I
parece que
found
morreu.
another memory to try. I'll connect you.
Mind if we sit down?
Suit yourself. I didn't care where I was going. Ended up mostly wandering east. Getting as far away from San Francisco as I could, maybe. There was always a job for someone like me. Didn't matter what it was. Didn't matter who I was supposed to kill. I got pretty good at it. There's always someone who wanted someone else dead. Sometimes just roughed up, but dead was usually what they wanted. Sometimes they thought they could cheat me. That was usually only when I first arrived somewhere. Didn't matter to me. They just took it as part of the job. Little extra thrown in for free. I always got paid in the end. One way or another.
Olha, quem tá aí na live pode comentar aí, por favor, mano, pra saber teu nome.
I don't remember much from that time. It all kinda blends together.
We seem to be getting closer.
It was
Try this
almost
next
always
one.
a bar, though. That's universal.
Olha, aquela história ali, mano, que eu tô entendendo é que ele era um saqueador. E ele sempre matava as pessoas e ele sempre ia num bar. Não tô entendendo direito.
I'm glad you decided to meet with me.
So, you're with the Institute. I wanted to see for myself if you really existed.
We do, as you can see.
What do you want?
It's come to my attention that you've been rather disruptive of our operations lately. This must stop.
I do what people pay me to do. If that's a problem for you, I could see only one way out.
And what's that, Mr. Kellogg?
If I'm working for you, there's no more problem. From what I hear, you can afford me.
I don't think you fully understand the situation you're in.
I think I do.
Very well. B-748, initiate.
First synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but you have to get used to them if you want to work with the Institute. I finally ended up in the Commonwealth. I kinda ran out of road. Plus, I'd come to terms with life. I wasn't gonna be stupid enough to get mixed up with caring about other people again. It was just me against the world. And the world had it coming. You heard all sorts of rumors about the Institute. But I figured they were just a convenient boogeyman for anything bad that ever happened. They were real, all right. They didn't know anything about operating on the surface. Relied on their synths for everything. They had the resources.
Galera, espera um pouquinho, vou ver umas coisas aqui, tá bom? Não vai demorar muito não. É rapidão. Vou ver uma coisa porque eu li ali falando que o barulho do jogo não tá saindo.
I needed. And I had the expertise they needed. Turned into a permanent arrangement, which suited me just fine.
Tá saindo o barulho do jogo. Sabe que não tava saindo.
Impressive. We may have something to talk about after all.
Getting warmer. One of these has got to tell us something. We're running out of brain here. There's one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now.
Manual override initiated. Cryogenic stasis suspended.
Eggheads never liked taking orders from a dirty, contaminated degenerate like me. But they needed me, and I made sure they knew it.
Vault computers are still working. That's good. Checking through the logs. Hopefully it's all...
Just find it.
Pod C6.
I was now the Institute's main operator in the Commonwealth. If they needed something done, it came to me. It wasn't usual for anybody from the Institute to come along on a mission, so this one stood out. I didn't know then who it was we were grabbing from the vault. Of course, neither did they. Not really. Even then, I knew it was a mistake leaving him alive. I understood that kind of revenge. No one better. But I was cocky enough to assume I could handle some soft, pre-war vault dweller, even if he somehow got thawed out. At least I know those Institute bastards will soon get what's coming to them, too. If he could take me out, they won't be able to hide from him for long. I'm glad I didn't have to kill the kid. I'm not saying I haven't done it, but, I never like to. And yeah, I guess it did remind me of, her. Yeah, I'm a cold-hearted bastard for sure, but, still human. Better this way, though. Better than taking her kid and leaving her alive. The eggheads never liked taking orders from a dirty, contaminated degenerate like me. But they needed me, and I made sure they knew it.
This is the one. Here.
Open it.
Is it over? Are we okay?
Almost. Everything's going to be fine.
Come here. Come here, baby. No. I've got him.
Let the boy go. I'm only going to tell you once.
I'm not giving you Sean!
God damn it. Get the kid out of here. Let's go. At least we still have the backup.
Cryogenic sequence reinitialized.
What's the holdup? I'm almost finished, Kellogg. I just need to confirm. Come on. All right, we're good.
I'm sorry you had to go through that again. I found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready. Is that your son? This appears to be a very recent memory. So, good news, I think.
Wasn't my idea to settle down with the kid in the middle of Diamond City. I thought it was a terrible idea, actually. But it was one of the old man's pet projects, so here we were. Me and the kid. Like a happy little family. I ended up kind of liking it. A reminder of what my life might have been if things had turned out differently. But there's no going back. I knew it was just temporary. It'd be back to normal business before too long. This whole setup in Diamond City was part of some elaborate plan of the old man's. Seems obvious now that we were bait for our friend from the vault. Timing couldn't have been an accident. It's not how the old man works. I wonder if he outsmarted me in the end. Another loose end tied up.
Kellogg.
It's okay. One of these days you're gonna get your head blown off just barging in here like that.
Minimizing my exposure to civilians is...
The new breed of synths could easily pass as human. Some of them did. But the coursers, they weren't built to blend in. They were killing machines, pure and simple. Smarter, stronger, and faster than almost any real human. I'm just glad they were always on my side. Forget I said anything. So what's the big crisis this time?
New orders for you. One of our scientists has left the Institute.
Left? As in?
He's gone rogue. Name's Dr. Brian Virgil. We know he's hiding somewhere in the glowing sea. Here's his file.
Galera, espera um pouquinho. Era meu irmão tava me chamando, desculpa aí se eu fiquei inativo por um minuto. Espera aí, ele mandou uma nota de áudio. tava aqui
Capture and
falando.
return or just elimination?
Voltei, galera.
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys?
Ah, mano.
So,
Eu vou daqui a
I guess
pouco,
you're
como eu
taking
falei,
the
tá
kid
bom,
back
mano?
with you.
Eu vou fazer uma hora
Affirmative.
e meia de
Your
ao
only mission
vivo,
is
aí eu
to
já
locate
paro. Aí eu
and
faço.
eliminate Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Yes. Stand next to me and hold still.
Okay.
Olha, ele lembra que... Olha, ele sumiu. Ah, não, deu teleporte. Nossa, velho. Ah...
X688. Ready to relay with Sean.
Bye, Mr. Kellogg. I hope I see you again soon.
Bye.
Teleportation. Now it all makes sense. Nobody's found the entrance to the Institute because there is no entrance. Let me pull you out of there as soon as you're ready. Slow movements, okay? I don't know what kind of side effects the procedure might have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
Meu nome não é Giovanni, mano. Entenda isso.
I'm okay, Doctor. Thank you.
That's good.
Olha,
Are
melhor do
you
que
ready to talk about what happened
vir
in
pro
there?
Xbox. Ah, mano. Tá de graça.
We got what we needed. The Institute uses teleportation to get in and out.
Tô nem aí,
Yes.
mano. Pra
The
mim tá um pouco
greatest
me
secret has
fodendo. O
finally been
Xbox é uma
revealed.
merda.
But that only leads to more questions.
Aqui o Fortnite não precisa de gold.
That scientist Kellogg was supposed to track down. Virgil, we need to find him.
You're right. A rogue Institute scientist could answer all
Os
kinds of
jogos
questions.
aqui, alguns jogos não
Where did
precisa
the
de
memory say
gold.
he was? The glowing sea? That doesn't make sense. No one goes there. Not even if they were desperate.
If we need to find Virgil,
If you're going to go, be prepared. You'll need some way to combat the radiation there. It's called the glowing sea for a reason.
how do I fight that much radiation, Doctor?
There are chemical compounds. Rad-X, Radaway. You'd need as much as you could carry. Maybe more. A sealed environment suit would be great, if you could find one. Or maybe one of those suits of power armor? That would be perfect.
I'll find a way to get through the rads. Don't worry.
Good luck. And be safe. By the way, I unplugged Mr. Valentine first. Removed the implant while you were waking up. He's waiting for you upstairs.
Olha. Nossa senhora, essa mulher aqui tá preparada, velho. Você é louco. Mulher, você não vai ficar brava se eu pegar as coisas não, né, mulher? Porque você falou que eu podia pegar tudo aqui.
Perfect.
Olha. Isso aqui vem com um jogo. É só não jogar, só que eu não quero jogar, tá bom? Eu não quero saber o que esses puros aí não, tá, gente? Olha, serra de osso. Não usarei porque eu não quero. Agora já. Bora. Agora já tá bom, agora... Valentine, como é que você tá, Valentine?
Nick.
Hope you got what you were looking for inside my head. I was right. I should have killed you when you were on ice.
Kellogg? Is that you?
What? What are you talking about?
You sounded like Kellogg just then.
Did I? Huh. Mari said there might be some mnemonic impressions left over. Anyway, I feel fine, so let's get going.
Let's get going, Nick.
Been one heck of a ride so far. Let's...
Uh-huh.
Hey, you mind keeping an eye out for a second? Gotta run a diagnostic. Whew. Thanks. What'd I miss?
Ô Kaique, Wayne, vai com o Batman e fala pra ele comprar um PS4. Porque o PS4 é melhor do que o Xbox, todo mundo já sabe. Pode, o Xbox vai ter Game Pass, vai estar grátis, vai estar tudo. Só que aqui, nós jogamos jogos sem Gold. Nós jogamos alguns jogos com Gold, mas alguns. Eu tenho que ir no mais resplandecente. Nossa, justinho aqui, ó. Nossa, velho, meu me coloca cada merda no status. Só que eu rank, mas não entra mais ao vivo. Sei que ninguém tá me vendo. É triste a minha vida às vezes. Olha, eu tô aqui. Aqui tem um mar resplandecente aqui, cheio de bicho chato, então... É que é o campamento dos robôs. Tem um helicóptero voando por aqui.
There.
Você é louco, eu morri no primeira... Vou morrer, morri. Morri não. Morri. Tá bom, o helicóptero me ajudou porque ele é viado, tá bom. Kaique, Wayne, Wayne, viado. Olha, mano, eu vou respawnar aqui. Por que eu respawnei aqui? Porque aqui deu o kick save. Como agora eu não tô viciado com as coisas, agora eu vou aqui. Só que agora eu não vou tretar com esses bichos aqui não, tá? Tá de graça a sua mãe, isso que tava. Nossa, velho. Mano, que ruim. Triste. Triste. Não, nem fudendo que isso agora tava acontecendo. Nem agora. Essa bagaça aqui é difícil de acontecer, velho.
Through.